Bom dia! Welcome to this unang Tunin Awe. Awe nós também tem podcast show de espiritualidade. Nós temos dois guests Awe. Number também tá Transmutation, Building Community Through Ritual. E me também apresentar o nos guests, que não Rea Waves.
Bom tarde. Of bom dia, of...
Bom tarde.
E nós vamos switch na English. E nós temos, we have Savvy Waves.
Hello, bom tarde everybody. Welcome to this podcast from Raw.
Yes, welcome.
Say things like it is.
Yeah, we're gonna take it raw today. Welcome everybody. Nice to have you here. And let's start. Talk a little bit about Rhea Waves. Who's Rhea?
We switch to English, okay. So Rhea appeared in my life when I was beginning a lot of transformations, and I was experiencing a lot of detachment from identities that you often have to who you are, what you do, and things just started unraveling in a way that Andrea Herrera, which is my legal name, no longer resonated that well with me.
Oh, so we went deep already.
Yeah, it was a big transformation.
And that happened recently?
That was like 7 years ago or so it started.
Okay.
And it became rough, I'm not gonna lie. But it was such a nice experience to take with me afterwards, because it's just so filled with teachings. Every time you let go of something new appears, and what you thought your life was, it's a whole new world now.
Wow.
Yeah. It was the beginning of a big, long journey for me, where I started diving into meditation, Reiki, all sorts of energy healing. I met really great people along the way, and they have helped me in really beautiful ways to, find your way through the maze, because it's kind of like, you tend to get lost, and you tend to, follow the wrong path sometimes, or the rough path.
The rough path.
Let's say
wrong
that.
path.
Exactly. Just left or right. And yeah, it ended up being like exactly what I needed, precisely what I needed to discover really big potential that was there lying dormant inside of me, and that's Rare Waves.
Oh, well, we're going to talk about more on the rough path you just mentioned. But before, I want to also introduce Savvy Waves. Who's Savvy Waves?
Well, Savvy Waves is a artist name that I picked up, because before that I was just Savvy, but I realized when I play my music, I'm sending out a lot of waves, a lot of energy from myself, and I can see that mirroring back to me with the public. So I'm like, you know what? I like the name Waves. We use the name Waves for our band, so I'm like, just gonna keep that name. But I'm basically your Aruban kid, born and raised on Aruba, and I did a lot of music in my life since I was a kid. I started teaching music already when I was 12 years old. But then I stopped to go study abroad. I did about 10 or 8 years of academic studying and at the universities, learning basically the basic foundations of social sciences. And that's where I was my heart was calling me to go that path. Social sciences, to learn about people, learn about behavior, culture, and I truly enjoy anthropology. That's where I really put my
Anthropology,
yeah. That's basically the study of human behavior and social sciences in a broader perspective. So I did that, but I always kept the music with me. I enjoy playing music. It's been a passion of mine for a long time. And now I'm learning more about, that word spirituality, Spirituality. It has such a connotation to it, like spirituality. But I think spirituality is just a label. It's a word, because What we know is like a drop in the ocean. You know, we are now slowly like picking up or peeling the onion, better said, on okay, what is actually humanity and how do we connect with spirituality? And to start with that, I already need to say this, that if you want to see or understand spirituality as a human being yourself, you need to understand that what you have as your physical body is just a body. It's just a vessel that can maintain and sustain itself on this planet. But what you really are is a soul, you know?
Exactly.
And funny enough, I was reading about that last night, and I think it was Deepak Chopra who was saying that you don't have a soul. You are a soul. You know what I mean? So that's a big shift already. So yeah, to already start talking about this, we need to start making some things clear that, you know, as a soul, as a consciousness, you don't only live in one dimension, which you consider maybe your daily routine, your daily reality, which I was brought up in, basically waking up, go to school, or when you get a job, it's like, okay, wake up Monday till Friday, go to a job.
Yeah, there's like a certain pattern that everybody has to follow, or society tells you that you have to follow.
It's a rhythm. That's the rhythm that, you know, we are all having a consensus upon. Well, not a lot of people, most people, majority, we have that system. Some people rebelled and they were like, okay, no, I'm going to be my own boss, for example. I work my own hours, and that's fine. And again, it's about if you're feeling comfortable with that rhythm, that's your choice. But for me, I decided no. That I started learning from early on that life has different rhythms, different dimensions, you know, different aspect or realities, however you want to see it. And that made me actually interested more in spirituality.
Spirituality, that word.
That word.
Yes, I like it also. And like your guys' names, waves. I read a couple of days ago a metaphor about waves. It says like you're saying, it's a drop in the ocean, the soul part, and that's what's beneath is our soul, and what's on top is the ocean, and the mind. When the mind is disturbed, when we don't have time to get into our consciousness, that's when the waves come, and it disturbs us to go deep inside into that drop of ocean and understand our consciousness. That's where the spirituality is.
That's deep.
So I like the name Waves, and for me that was a super test today. We almost canceled the show, but I had to go inside, get deep, and then clear out the waves, and then come back again and just find the solutions.
Exactly.
And for you, how do you get connected with your drop in the ocean?
It has been shifting a lot for me, honestly. I just find a lot of comfort in solitude and meditation. And if I find it hard to meditate, you know, you can always meditate with songs that help your mind find ease. And the best way I have found was 2 years ago, I went to Malidoma Some's retreats to gather with just like-minded people and get initiated in the arts of voice divinations.
Voice divinations.
Yes. And that became my source of connection as well. Not only because I have this deep now connection with other beings, with other energies, with different dimensions like you were mentioning, but also because that when I connect to them, I receive them in my own body, and I can transmit that afterwards. They literally cleanse me completely and just energize me. And
that's
that
what
has
you mean with transmutation?
No, transmutation, they do help me transmute those energies that are stuck. So that is a form of transmutation for me personally. And if I channel for other people, or if I do any voice divination for other people, they will definitely receive those energies of transmutation. But the way we use transmutation is...
Yeah, like the other day, Savi explained the difference between transformation, which we talked about last week, and transmutation.
Yeah.
Yeah, they basically have a similar idea behind them. You're transforming yourself, meaning, from sadness you're happy. But transmutation is when you're actually curing or healing that thing that actually made you sad or angry, rage, jealousy, There's a lot of negative vibrations, you can call them, negative feelings inside.
Density,
inside of our bodies that usually we walk around with and we don't want to deal with it, and
we try to ignore
it, or it's Friday, it's happy hour, and we're gonna
drink it all away.
That is so true.
I can say that from experience. That's how I used to deal with my issues in the past.
Yeah.
But it's not sustainable, and that's where, again, the spirituality comes in,
Exactly. It works very well for Friday, though.
Yeah. And think about spirit, when you drink, you're drinking spirit in the end, That's why they call it spirit.
They call it spirit.
Yeah, you're opening up certain vortexes and allowing certain energies when you're sitting with spirits.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, and we're talking about spirits. That's a powerful energy also, because I've also been through stuff, and alcohol used to be sometimes a mechanism, and it was a powerful one. When I felt drinking alcohol, I was like super Batman sometimes, but it's not a good spirit, because after that you get the crash, you get the sadness again. And for me, talking about last time about transformation is more, I feel, about transforming your mind, your body.
It's more physical.
More physical stuff. And transmutation, like you said, is more like healing yourself. So when those things happen, of course, when you change your mind, your body, if you didn't feel good, you start feeling good. But at some point, those things that you didn't heal may come back. And it's gonna hit you like waves, and you wouldn't know how to deal with that. But if you put the time, dig deep in, get deep in the ocean, and heal yourself, and maybe you guys can give insights on how you guys are helping people heal of those stuff. Then you can say you're transmuting yourself. Am I right?
Yeah, but you're transmuting the negative block,
the density,
stagnation.
We call it shadow work at the same time, because it's actually facing the shadow parts of yourself, the places where you need light. That's basically it. And instead of just calling for help, even though you do have it, it's becoming the help yourself. So you go to those places of darkness, and instead of judging them or trying to change them immediately, just sit with them, feel them, see where they are coming from actually, and give them a moment of expression. That on itself, it's such a wonderful release, and that's where ritual comes in. And that's what we ask people to do when they come to ritual, is literally bring everything of yourself, bring everything, don't leave anything behind. One of the events we had last, we were doing a little fire ritual and water, and we were going with every element. And there was a point when we reached the fire part, which is the maximum transmuter, I think.
The dance event?
Yeah, one of the dances. Yeah, I think you were there.
I loved it.
And in that part of the fire, I just started all of a sudden screaming. I didn't tell anybody to scream, of course, but I just started screaming. It just felt right that I released those energies, and then I just stopped for a moment. I told them, this is what my chaos looks like, like your chaos doesn't have to look like mine, but do find your chaos. Do bring your chaos into this moment and let it out. If it is punching the ground, if it is screaming, if it is shaking, whatever it is that is, of course, not harming anybody else, just let it out and not harming yourself. It's just so beautiful when we have a group of people that can hold us
True.
in those energies without judgment. It's so healing, so powerful. So that's what we are bringing with the elemental medicine and the rituals, building community through healing.
That's awesome. You guys are doing awesome work. I've went to your rituals and it's amazing, and there's something about the energy when you do those healing mechanism or rituals in a group setting where everybody is consciously putting their intention to go through the ritual, because it's a process what you guys do, and I love it because like you said, for you it's like entering into another spirit which helps you, which you're gonna talk a little bit more. For some people it's just sitting meditation by themselves, connected with nature. For me is the combination of music. I get in a so different energy, feels like so releasing emotions.
And you're dancing.
And dancing,
Such
I
a beautiful
love.
tool.
I love.
Yeah.
So it's a combination of both. And for you, what helps you get connected with your spirit the most?
Well, I see it as you have different levels, you know? Like, you can meditate for 10 minutes a day, which is great, you know? But sometimes it depends how deep you want to go and how deep you want to heal. Because there comes a point that not even meditation is helping anymore.
True.
You meditate for 10, an hour even. And what helps me a lot is sound therapy. Like, that is something I've been discovering. And without even knowing, unconsciously, I was doing that already. When I was performing or playing wherever, I was doing that for myself. Like, it was a sound therapeutical session. And now I see it back in other people, how they change. And not change as in physical, but there's a new energy in the air. And this I am very conscious of when I get to a gig, to perform wherever, that you have a chaos of energy. Everybody comes with their own, you know, baggage, whatever. to
Their
say
own
it,
backpack.
to
Yeah.
say it,
to
to say it
release.
nicely. You know, they come with their own shit, and you are there as a musician, for example, as a sound therapist, to bring an attunement in the place, to bring harmony. Because again, we're talking about energy, and a lot of people are like, yeah, but what is energy? Is that electricity? No, yeah, it is, of course. But our body, we have energy, you know, we're filled with
Flowing
energy.
through.
Information is flowing constantly. Blood is being pumped in your body. Your atoms, you know, you're the smallest cells. I think they discovered smaller now, but I don't remember the name. But let's say the atoms are moving cells, vibrating cells. So guess what? If you are constantly in a negative pattern, or you're constantly dealing with shit, trauma, or you haven't healed anything, what do you think is happening? Your body is not vibrating in a very light or a high frequency.
You're in this ease.
You're in dis-ease. And the word dis-ease, like, ooh, that's an illness, that's a disease.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Mm-hmm.
Dis-ease. You're not easy, man.
You're out
got
of
it.
tune.
You're out of
Yeah.
tune. And a lot of people are doctors even. I heard an interview with Sandy Roja. He's a chiropractor in Aruba, very good chiropractor in Aruba. And he was saying, you know, most of the problems that come out in the physical starts inside. It's
True.
inward issues,
Yeah.
stress, whatever, stagnation of your emotion. And those things are very interesting for me, coming again from my academic background as an anthropologist, to see how humans are behaving, how society is behaving as a whole, to see, wow, we are vibrating in weird frequencies together. But when you come in community, and that's why Andre was talking about ritual, you are attuning with each other in a nice healing frequency, that you feel safe. That's
True.
most important, to be yourself, especially as a guy. in Aruba. You know how our culture is in Aruba. We're very strong with each other. You know, we come and we just like to talk, you know,
About senseless stuff,
about
yes.
senseless stuff. But then what do? We have to drink with each other. We drink. And
True.
what I've noticed throughout the years is in the drinking is when people become themselves. That's when they start.
That might
They
also
start
be true. Or
crying.
they say whatever comes to their mind, which
Yeah,
is mostly the truth, even if it hurts or it's...
Yeah.
No more filters, no
Yeah.
more walls, and I love that. I love when people are real like that, because the fakeness and, you know, I need to act this way, the mind chatter is waste of time, man. You know, because we're coming together. Why? Because we want to be together. Otherwise, you would have stayed at home. Why? Right? So we all come together because we want to have fun. We want to have camaraderie, and especially men, because I went to a men gathering with Malidoma Somé.
Man clan.
It was all men. I'm talking about, you know, from youngest to grandpa, from doctors to neuroscientists to, you know, all types of backgrounds.
I think we should do that here in Aruba. We need to
What?
do a man clan
Absolutely.
coming soon.
And bro, I'm telling you, people, or I've never seen men being that vulnerable and real with other men, and it was inspiring to me. It's like, whoa, this is it, man. This is how we will heal all our stuff, our trauma together, you know. And yeah, it takes one step to trust.
Yeah, which is why we continue studying with Malidoma
Yeah.
Somé, because he is an elder of the Dagara tribes of Burkina Faso in West Africa.
Okay, lots of
And-
words that I don't
Yeah.
understand. So it's a community in West Africa.
Yeah, a
For
tribe.
the ones who... A tribe in West Africa, for
Yeah.
the ones who are listening, that do community rituals.
Yeah, they live the old way. You know, they live from the land and their rituals and community.
So you mean the way they live, the way they dress,
It's
the way
untouched.
they eat?
Untouched.
By the Western
Yeah.
model, by the Western idea.
Even though they
living.
were colonized.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So they live in the nature, the
they
mountains.
live in nature. They make their houses out of cow dung and things like that. Like, I'm talking the real thing. And this guy is bringing so much wisdom to the West, meaning to the Americas, that is lost. You know, some of our indigenous people are still holding the ground for us, but Malidoma is just like, okay, this is the time to bring the children back, you know? Like, he's just giving us all of this wisdom, and he has so many books. How many PhDs? I mean, again, he
2
has like
PhDs, 3 masters.
3 masters. Like,
Yeah.
this guy
Wait,
is
wait, wait,
brilliant.
Wait, pause. So the person is living in the tribe, in the mountains, and how does he gets the PhDs?
He was sent to the States by his tribe.
Yeah, his name actually means to be friends with the stranger or
Okay.
the enemy. And I like stranger better.
Because that's the word also used. You're chosen, and
Yeah.
before you continue, hopefully we're gonna talk about that. We all have a purpose, or our soul has a purpose on this world, and it's nice when people can get connected to that, put the time and see what's your purpose, and it's like what you're going to explain now about the guy. So his name is connecting with this
with
stranger.
his purpose. Yeah, his name is to
Making
make
friends.
friends with
Make
the
friends
stranger.
with the stranger.
So as soon as he was initiated, all the initiations they have ritualistically in their culture, he was sent away to study the ways of the
Western culture.
And he went to study in several universities. And then he went to New York, literally not even owning a cell phone and having to eat out of the trash sometimes. So he really went through it all, you know, that we call it as an initiation too, because wow, to go through all of that and actually survive and be centered in yourself. And then he is openly teaching all of these things to us. Not for us to copy, but for us to find our own medicine that lies within us, within that drop
Drop in
that
the
you were
ocean.
talking about. So he is just holding the ground for us and giving us this wisdom. It's just magical. It's really magical to go there and experience all of this. So we have kept investing in just going there, continue learning from him. And we will do so for a couple more times, like I think 4 more times we have left.
And we're gonna go to Africa too.
And we go to
experience
Africa,
that,
said.
how they live in their tribe.
Yeah.
Because it's interesting, you know, how they keep their community still thriving. you
How
know?
they don't have jails.
They don't have jails. They don't have police. They don't have nothing. But the community thrives.
Everybody is together, helps
Uh,
together.
Yeah.
Yes. And every time there's a problem, the whole community comes together to fix the problem.
And you know how they see depression and psychosis and all of these issues we call issues, they see them as an initiation of a very powerful healer. That at whatever time, because sometimes it happens when you're a child, you are literally receiving so much that whatever is hurting you, like big comas there, like you know, the bunny ears. Whatever is hurting you is actually your medicine, is the medicine that you're going to be bringing to the community. And the community is just there holding the ground for you. You can go as crazy as you want now. We know you're bringing your magic here. And
I
then-
get the chills now.
Yeah, dude, this is the power that we have, the potential we have as a society to
Thrive.
become, to thrive.
And it's great if people understand this, because it makes totally sense what you're saying.
Right.
Whenever I will link it with the metaphor of the ocean, whenever there's waves, you feel there's disturbance.
The
Something
struggle,
is not, something is making you uneasy or diseasy. Know that that is when you have to work on that. That is where you have to dive deep in the ocean, so you can go into that calm space and understand what is that disease that you're having, what it is you need to heal. And for most people, sometimes getting through the waves is difficult, and you don't know that you just have to dive deep, ask the question, connect with the elements of nature. Sometimes for me also helps solitude, being alone time, and just being alone and asking, okay, why is this happening? Ask yourself this question, because you're the only one who knows the answer.
Definitely. Nobody can help you with that.
No. And that's why they don't mess with anybody when they're going through things like that. They literally just hold the ground and they let them have their moments and everything they need to go through, expressing them. And then just they trust that the medicine is going to come through. And they are ready to acknowledge it, which is a very big part of the healing process as a community.
What do you mean with the medicine?
The medicine meaning, for example, a part of my medicine is bringing messages from the other world. That's a part of my medicine to the world. What I came here to share with others.
So
And
when people,
a gift.
that's your gift, your purpose. So
It's a part of it. I'm still finding it out.
nice. I've been through it, so it's for me explaining this is when someone has some questions or is feeling something needs to heal, or they're uneasy with something, they can come to you and you connect with the spirits and then process those questions into answer that they can find for themselves.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about the experience we
I'm
had.
talking about the experience I had with you. It's like you come in an uneasy situation, you're still having these questions about your way, your path, and then I come, I connect with you, you connect with the souls that you can explain more, and then you give answers that I can grab and make my own.
Exactly.
And when I did that process, I strategically asked questions that you might not know the answer, And for those of us listening, this was so amazing getting these answers that I know what I have to do. Even though it's something still unknown, I know that I'm going the right way.
Yeah. Yeah, they like to leave things a little bit ambiguous for people to actually make their own minds, because obviously every other being, and this is one of the rules of the universe, of this universe, that they are not supposed to mess with us unless we reach out. And they're always willing to reach out to us and help us out, because they are the protectors of the land, of this beautiful earth and this universe. So they are here to help us in our ascension, our shift in consciousness that is happening right now. A lot of people are just waking up, like you say, and these beings are just like, yeah, we're ready, and they're spicy, and they're not like, oh, let's all together. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying they're definitely not that. You know, they really just want to be fun with you and have fun with you and get to know you, and for you to get to know them and trust them. And they are benevolent beings. So, yeah, that communication we had with you, like I understood what you were telling me, not with my brain, but with a knowing within me, inside of my heart. And they were just using my voice and using the tools I have, things I have seen, things I have lived, words I know, to communicate to you. And sometimes they speak like different languages.
Yes, I experiences nice different languages,
Yeah.
but they send the message
Yeah,
every
like
time.
last time I had a session was with a lady, very beautiful friend of mine, and I'm not gonna disclose her name, of course, but she was asking me about her life, and she wanted to get connected with her guides and everything, and they were just, she looks very African American. She looks very African, actually, and she is from Holland or from France. Her family also all from France. That's all I knew. I can only tell she looks African because of the color of her skin. And they were literally pointing me to China all the time. They were literally showing me China, China, China. And I was like, I have to tell you, there's something about China. I have no idea what it is. You had a past life in China, and there's something about that you need to go dive deeper into. And afterwards, we were just dancing and celebrating, and she was telling me, you know, the grandpa of my grandma was from China. And I was like, what?
Ancestors.
Like, how could I ever know that? Like, I literally knew nothing of her. So these are the type of messages that come through. There's absolutely no way I can know whatever they are trying to say, and they speak through me. So, but they definitely speak to something within the person who asked the question. And it unravels a healing. It unravels bringing an attention to that. It's been really wonderful.
True, I know, because you feel like more, how would I say, confident, but more relaxed. Like, of course, every time you live in consciousness, you have to just let the waves pass by and just go with what your soul is telling you. And one word that also is super important when you're diving deep is follow your heart. Follow your soul, follow your heart. For me, it's like kind of the same. And it gives you that ease, your rituals. And I hope you guys bring more that community feeling. Not only that ritual, but you guys I've also been to full moon rituals, which is super energetic, dance rituals. So every time there's a new thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the top of the iceberg.
That's
just to start, because we are yoga instructors and we started our spiritual practice with that, but we went deep, we kept going.
Evolved.
Yeah, we kept evolving. You know, I went to ayahuasca. We both went to ayahuasca.
Yeah.
Ayahuasca,
Another whole. I think we need a whole other episode for that one. But I mean, we both experienced things that they don't teach you at school.
They don't have words for
And
that.
you cannot even describe them in language as we know it in human consciousness. But it's so amazing to find these new tools that gives you hope. Like, wow, okay, there's a way. There's more to life than what we have been shown or thought. You know.
Yeah. And we definitely needed that because both of us, we have experienced depression, even psychosis. Like we have experienced
Me too.
the dark of the dark. Like I'm not saying this is what we always were. This is what came out from diving into that darkness. So
True.
it's something that I am very happy that I can keep sharing with people because I'm aware a lot of depression and anxiety has been like it just exploded with COVID.
It has been the main topic this year.
Yeah, so many worries and so much unresolved that now that we settled down as a society a little bit, we had time to feel it, and damn, it's really there to stay. You know, now we cannot ignore it.
And I feel now that it seems like when I drive through the street, it seems like you guys are musicians. It seems like everything is getting back to normal, but I would like to, for the people who still want to get connected with themselves.
Yeah, it cannot go back to normal. Like whatever normal is, it can't, because we have experienced a big, like, how would you call that? Like a big.
It's a new page.
Yeah.
It's
like a blockage in the road, on the rhythm, you know? Like we were going like this, and then all of a sudden, boom, there was a COVID came, and everybody had to deal with changing their lives completely, globally. It's not even locally, it's globally.
adapting and shifting.
So now they're saying, oh yeah, we're going back to normal, but that doesn't exist anymore. We're going back to a new way of understanding how to live, of course, how to go day by day with our lives. Because trust me, 1 week, 2 week, people are doing the same thing again, and they're like, nah, this is not it. You know, they're not gonna feel the same.
Yeah.
It's true, but I feel still like some people are desperate to go back to the old thing.
Yeah, but everybody has their rhythm.
And their choice. It's a
And
choice,
choice.
you know.
That's true.
Not everybody wants to, maybe came to this life to do shadow work, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe they look forward to getting a Jaguar or a Ferrari, you know. So everybody has a
Nothing wrong with that.
And
different goals and missions in life. But that's why I like what Jim Carrey says, you know, like Jim Carrey, a very known comedian. He's like, I wish that everybody gets everything they ever dreamed of, you know?
Yeah.
Like the house, the big house, the cars, the boats, the yachts, and then to realize that that's not it.
True.
And I feel personally that I came to that point in my life. It was in 2014 maybe.
Around,
2014 that, I mean, I was going good. University was going awesome, you know. I just came from Utrecht, UCU, finished a very nice program there. I had money, everything was perfect. But I was depressed, very, very sad. Like I was going day by day like, I cannot do this anymore, you know? And it came to a point that I literally felt like, okay, that's it. I cannot do it anymore. I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with me. Nobody has helped me or can help me because I tried.
That's true.
I tried. It's not like I didn't try. I tried. And I came to the point like, this is it, you know? I made peace with my own death. I came to that point, you know? And I almost committed suicide.
Wow.
Really close. It was like I was on the edge to
literally
jump.
Hard
on
depression.
the edge.
On the edge. But in that moment, I felt something pulling me back. And I started hearing voices. It was a very, like, extraordinary night, that night for me. and some way, somehow, let's call it spirit, moved, and they found me where I was. You know?
They as
Spirit words. Yeah, I
Yeah,
knew
my
exactly
family,
where he was, and
Andrea
I
knew,
told
yeah.
everybody like, just go there and get him. But I went everywhere else on the island that he could possibly be at, just to make sure that he wasn't there. But I sent everybody to the other place, the police, everybody. Like, and he was there. So probably those forces that were pulling you were like a
But
couple of
that's
cops.
very interesting that you're seeing, because you found her, and that's the good part of building a community. And even though for me, even I'm with different communities, but there were times after I got myself out of the depression, you still get those waves
Oh
pulling
yeah.
you back.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes you need a person to just talk to,
Yeah.
and then you're all good.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the community has, because I also have, how you call it, not soulmates, but soul friends,
Soul family.
soul
Yeah.
family.
So family, a
That
tribe.
whenever
Mm.
there's something, I don't even have to message or connect. They just end up.
Mm.
It's really
Yeah.
strange, and
Synchronicities.
they might be people that I've not talked to them in months, or people that I've just talked to them about something, and then or I just met, and then we connect, and they come at the right moment.
Mm.
And that's the good thing about community that I like, or community like this, that you always have like a safe person to talk to, and rebound yourself back
Yeah.
in times of rough
Exactly.
waters.
Yeah, I'm sharing this story because I
Rough
want
story.
whoever's listening, you know, that there are tools and there are people
And
that
there are
can help.
options,
And there
alternatives.
are options. Because I was sent to PAS. Back then it was called PAS. I don't know if it still exists. Now it's Respaldo. But what I realized there, that they actually didn't help me. They made me feel worse, you know? They put me in isolated cell, like you see in the movies, you know, cushions everywhere. And I was I was deteriorated. You know?
And
I was in a
He
state.
was threatened to, you
Yeah,
know, be
they
kept
wanted to
there.
keep me there for 5 months. I
That-
had to deal with all of that while I was literally,
Wow.
I just almost committed suicide.
Yeah.
And what really like woke me up like instantly was when I started receiving the medicines. I'm like, no, this is not it. This is not it. This is not the help that somebody that's like obviously suffering from mental issues at the moment can do. I was a zombie. I was not
He
okay.
was a zombie,
Mhm.
and everything he was feeling was still there. He was just completely, completely
Yeah.
dead,
Numb.
just
Numb.
walking dead.
Just like
yeah.
people use alcohol or whatever drugs. The drug is not the problem. The overusing it, the abusing
Yeah.
it, and the attachment to it. When you get attached to something, you're not free. You know? So whoever's listening to this, you want to feel free, is because you want to heal. You want to heal. You want to transmute. And that's what I figured out now, today, that with all of this wisdom and knowledge that I have acquired and studied throughout all of these years and invested in, is you need to transmute things that doesn't serve you anymore. Otherwise, you're gonna keep walking with them, and you're gonna stay in the same shit loop over and over again until you heal.
Definitely.
You want a better life, you want to feel happy, you want to wake up and you're like, you know, just you're at a 0 point, I call it, or it's a known concept, 0 point, or your center. That's when you're at a point of you're just chill, you know, your true nature. And if you want that, you have to do the work, and that's what I have discovered afterwards.
And if I can add something to that,
No,
like,
you can't.
like if you're feeling all of these things, you know, if you're depressed, if you have anxiety attacks, if you have panic attacks, if all of this is popping up, just know that first, you're not alone. You're not the only one going through this. we can manage with community help to go through these things. Not only go through these things, but actually keep it in mind that whatever your medicine is, it's trying to come out now. When those things attack, when those panic attacks, everything that is just not there, like shit hits the fan, when that thing happens, is because your medicine wants out. And you have the opportunity by going through the darkness, not just thinking about the light. You are the light. And that's what the medicine wants you to see. It's like alchemy. Through chaos, everything can be reborn. Everything can be transformed. And everything can be transmuted through chaos.
Definitely.
That's a very wise thing. Yeah.
So we honor you, everyone who's listening to this and going through all of that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, go through the chaos, reach out. There's lots of community throughout this whole month. We're gonna be talking because there's lots of community, and I think it's good that all communities you can go to. It's not like, oh no, you have to go to this community or that.
Yeah.
But remember that all people that have these types of community are there to help you.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have more communities coming up, and you have to do the work. You have to choose that you want to heal yourself. And if you don't feel those things, like you said, it's okay. Life is good for you. You're blessed, and stay that way. And but yeah, for some people we go through stuff that like this is intense.
It's also a blessing. It's just a different
blessing,
one.
Yeah. But you guys took the step to go through it and heal yourself, and I feel great that you guys are now taking that knowledge or that experience that you went through, and then building it up in rituals for people to heal themselves as
Definitely.
well.
We love doing that, like receiving people and helping them. We receive people from all over the world, and they approach us, and it starts just with a simple conversation.
True.
Sometimes it's just a simple conversation.
It's a simple
what you need to have.
conversation.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to add, what you were saying, like come with authenticity. The fakeness is a waste of time, waste of your day. If you spend 1 second being fake, why? Ask yourself why.
Come authentic, raw,
Yes.
naked.
Naked, that's the word.
Come naked.
Go straight there.
No, that's really true. You just open up to someone you can feel safe, and if there's not someone you can feel, reach out to the communities. We are there. You guys can send your information. I'm gonna put it down below, and heal or have fun, dance,
Absolutely.
connect,
Healing
dive
doesn't
deep
have to
into
be
that
ugly.
ocean. Healing is fun.
Yeah.
Once you go through it, it's
And
fun because you still continue to do the rituals.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, I went to this ritual and I healed myself and I'm good.
Yeah.
For example, for me, I still enjoy this ritual, but now it's like a more fun, energetic way. Especially when it's the dance, the Kundalini dance.
What?
Damn, that's amazing energy. It's like out of this world experience.
Yeah, you can definitely feel the harmony, and that only equates to bliss.
Yeah.
True.
You just feel the bliss, and it's nice.
And,
I'll lie to you.
as you continue doing it, it keeps on through the whole day and day. But
Yeah, for
something you
me,
have to
it's
keep doing.
You don't need drugs, you don't need alcohol, you
No.
don't need TikTok, you don't need anything.
I promise you,
to
you're gonna be like high on life.
Exactly.
It's crazy,
Yeah.
but it's true. And I do feel it, like, even with just going to the ocean, just connecting with the elements is already like, I feel like a kid, and I can scream and I can jump around and dance and sing. And I don't do it, but not all the time. But yes. And just a quick shout out to Ellen
Oh yeah.
Berman.
definitely.
She was the first healer on the island that I felt oh my God, this is an elder I can talk to, and she understands me. She was the
Ellen
first community.
Burmans.
Burmans. She was the first community I felt on the island. And she used to work at Prana. You know, when Prana used to be like around Casa de Cultura. So Pulse, that's the name of her branch. It was on the left side of Prana in the front. And she works with quantum regenesis, blue dot energy. Beautiful, beautiful work. I love it. I go there every time. That's my favorite healer to go to on the island, like physically. And I just want to say, like, she really brought so much peace for me, and the fact that I felt that support. And it wasn't only my partner supporting me. You know, you cannot have a whole community in one person. Mm-hmm. So
that's a good one.
That's why it's so important to build community with other people, to open up, to be raw, and to come authentically to, hey, I'm feeling like this, and I need some help. I need some of your time. If you have it, then you can definitely start seeing how things going to spiral up in a beautiful way, because when they need you, they're gonna be asking you the same way with the same authenticity. And that's how we help each other find our medicines. That's how we recognize the medicine in each other. And then healing is just unraveling on its own. You heal yourself, and then everything is just going to flow in a beautiful way for this society to be enhanced in the highest vibrations possible.
Wow, I cannot add anything else to that. You said it clearly. And so, when is gonna be your next ritual?
We're actually leaving soon to North Carolina again to study with Malidoma. So August.
August, we're coming back with a lot of cool rituals. Let's put it that way. Yeah. Intense ritual. And it's August, not for the faint-hearted. Let's put it out there like it is, because we're gonna work deep.
We're gonna go deeper.
Do some deep shadow work.
Yeah.
Oh, nice! Dive into the ocean. I hope I can join August. I'm gonna go deep also. I'm gonna go abroad, and
you have your journey coming up.
My journey is gonna be awesome. So I hope you guys find this interesting. If you guys want to connect, Rhea, Savvy Waves, go deep, enjoy your life, and live on high vibration. Say a shout out to the people.
Improving your quality of life. That's it.
That's it.
As easy as it is. Like you feel like, hey, life. There must be something else. That's. I think we both have a consensus on that. Like, there must be something more. I mean, we're musicians. We have fun for work. But still, it was like, I want to improve my life. I want to have a better quality of life. And then, doing all of these is like, that's it.
Grateful for all the knowledge you guys gave me these past days.
Grateful for you for inviting us and making it happen, actually, with all the forces of adversity going against it.
Soppy mix pull through. All right. Thank you, guys. Let's have a good weekend. Stay on this high vibration.
Happy weekend, everybody.
Happy weekend.
Happy weekend.
Stay high on life.
Raw.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.